Greetings, everyone, and welcome to another Sunburst service. And I want to just express how much we miss all of you and hope that we see you very soon. For those of you that are viewing this and are not that familiar with Sunburst, I'll give a very thumbnail history. There was a man in India called Paramhansa Yogananda who was in training to be sent to the West to bring a more spiritual outlook on life to this country. So in 1920, he came over, landed in Boston, and started his ministry. He traveled all over the country, lecturing and initiating people into a meditation technique called Kriya, which has a long history of thousands of years in existence. And he was introducing it into this country when meditation was not a common word. And he would attract thousands of people to these lectures. And he always had a vision and an inspiration to start a community or an ashram, whatever you want to call it. And he located a property in Los Angeles called Mount Washington. And he began focusing on developing that as a spiritual center, spiritual headquarters for his work. When that was established, the energy that he was spinning there and projecting began to attract soul travelers to that property and to him. And there was a man born in Lompoc named Norm Paulson, who from the minute he was born till the day he passed, he loved God with all of his heart and soul. And he so wanted to meet God face to face. And as he used to say, wrap my arms around him. And he kept having these dreams of a man with big brown eyes and long hair. And he couldn't figure out who that was. Eventually, when he was in his late teens, he visited an artist in Los Angeles, and on his coffee table was Yogananda's autobiography with a big picture of him on the cover. And Norm took one look at that and said, "That's the person I've been seeing all these years." And so to make a long story a little shorter, he ended up at Mount Washington and studied under Yogananda for over 5 years and had many wonderful spiritual experiences and divine contact with our Creator. So in these videos that we try to bring forth every week, it's funny because we have been talking for years about trying to video our services, and it just kept getting pushed down on the list of things to do. And now, with the circumstances facing us, it was obvious that now was the time to start these videos. And I was reminded of a CD I purchased from SRF, which is the organization that Yogananda started, of him talking. And it was, I think it might have been a Christmas talk. And Unfortunately, he was ailing physically and couldn't come down. He had an apartment upstairs and he couldn't come down to the hall to give his talk. And so he had a microphone and he kept talking about, "I'm talking to you through a wire." And at that time, this is probably 49 or 1950, somewhere around there, television was very in its infancy stage. And radio was the main vehicle for programs and news and things like that. So this was kind of a new thing for him to talk through a wire, as he would say, to the group downstairs. And so now technology has advanced, that we've been able to produce these videos. And our hope is that the inspiration that we feel comes through that camera and touches your heart and your soul. Because we here at Sunburst are very inspired and want to share our inspiration and our meditation technique, our Kriya technique with all those souls that are interested. These are very challenging times, and we really want to make sure that you all are taking care of yourselves. Take advantage of the downtime by exercising, going on walks if you can, safely, watching your diet, because people are talking about how much weight they're gaining during this shutdown. And read inspiring books, spiritual books, and practice a meditation technique, whether it's Kriya or some other technique, or if you just want to sit in quiet and pray. It's a wonderful time in our lives to focus on those things. Today's video is centered around the topic of compassion. And I wanted to read a quote by Yogananda. "You can only understand another human being if you approach him with deep compassion and love." I think we all can testify that we have compassion, but it might be very selective. And for each person, if we interviewed them, there'd be different things that they had compassion for, and other things that they didn't, and maybe even felt anger or even hate towards that thing. And the true message that is trying to bring forth is compassion should be universal. It should be you should feel compassionate for everything. The earth, the rocks, the plants, the animals, the insects. Compassion opens up our heart and extends that feeling of love and harmony to all things. One of the wonderful ways that we can develop deeper compassion is adopting a meditation technique. Here is a quote from Norm Paulson. "Meditation leads us within, where we gain freedom from our limited ego consciousness and realize divine consciousness and our immortality." Practicing a meditation technique or deep prayer deepens our feeling of compassion and broadens it towards more things, more objects, more people, more situations. The wonderful part about meditating is that it has the ability to tune us into divine consciousness, which is all around us and within us, every microsecond of time. And through that process, we just naturally begin to feel more love and more compassion for more people, more things. One of the issues that we all have is our egos. And our egos are the things that keep us from developing this broader sense of compassion. So by meditating and prayer, our ego begins to dissolve. And if it can get to the point where it's totally dissolved, then we reach a point called cosmic consciousness. And I encourage all of you to find different experiences from different people who have had cosmic conscious experiences. Yogananda has a wonderful section in his autobiography. Norm has a whole chapter on his experience. But it gives you a feeling of the vastness of it and the total 180-degree switch of our consciousness from where we are as being self-conscious human beings. Once someone has this cosmic experience, this cosmic conscious experience, all of a sudden, all the cells of their body are part of all the cells and existence in the creation. They feel a total oneness with all of life, all of creation, and the divine. And this is a natural progression that the divine put into the plan for us as humans to evolve each lifetime and learn lessons and come closer to that wonderful day where our small little being merges with the great, great spirit. There's an old saying that we think we are humans trying to be spiritual, but in reality, we're divine spirits trying to learn how to be human. And if we can develop that mindset, it begins to make our life make more sense and helps in our priorities and our choices that we make each day in our lives. And what we seek in trying to develop that spirituality, consciousness that we all have. We just haven't unveiled it yet. So through meditation, one can achieve that. And the veil is removed, and we begin to feel our birthright, which is to be one with the Creator and all things, and be caretakers of this earth and each other. So develop a meditation practice or a deep prayer practice, and do it every morning and every night as a minimum. And hopefully soon we can be at a place in this health development where we can begin to offer classes on and teaching Kriya Yoga to all those soul travelers that are interested. So we're going to move into a meditation segment of this video, and in that light of us being spiritual beings trying to be human, and trying to practice a technique that will allow us to dissolve our ego. I'll present a very simple meditation technique if you don't have a technique that you can do for the next little bit of time on the video. But you want to be able to sit in a comfortable position with your spine straight, whether that's on the floor or in a chair. And you want to focus your gaze right here. It's called the pituitary center or the third eye. And you want to tune into your breath. So for a simple technique, and in light of the fact that we're spiritual beings, it might be helpful as you inhale, imagine that breath just rising up your spine to your third eye. And as you exhale, imagine it dropping back down. And as we inhale, say, I am free. And as we exhale, say, Om. And that practice will help keep us focused on the technique. And eventually, you can just get to the place where you don't need to say anything and you just feel the deep peace of the divine. So I just encourage all of us to practice a deeper sense of meditation and take care of ourselves. So be safe. We love you so much and miss you. Take care.
Put down the things that hold me back. Lord, hear my calling. Gotta start a new life, no turning back. Keep me from falling by the wayside. I look into your sun that's sinking low over the mountains. I look all around at the mother's love. Oh, how she inspires me to move on. I know that we were all together before we ever came into this world. I know that we all love each other. I know this time we're gonna win. There's a battle here that started. We'll be here till the ship sails home again. Been a while since we departed. Be a while till we get home again. Going home. Going home. Oh, how long to be in the ocean of a million stars. Oh, how long to be in the presence of a million angels, singing songs, going home on solar winds, going home. I know that we were all together before we ever came into this world. I know that we all love each other. I know this time we're gonna win. Going home. Going home. Oh, to be in the ocean of a million stars. Oh, how I long to be in the presence of a million angels, singing songs, going home on solar wind.